Good afternoon. Pat Zemer here with Magna for this afternoon segment of office hours here at Magna. I do this twice on Tuesdays, 9 in the morning and again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, where I'm in the office basically to answer any questions that you may have with regard to the style of therapy that we have, PEMF, machines, training, certification, comparison of machines, whatever it may be. I'm here to answer the questions just like you were sitting here in my office with me. So welcome to office hours, and again I'm here to answer your questions and happy to do so. So if you have any questions, just simply put them in the chat box on Facebook and they'll come up and I'd be happy to take a look at them and answer any questions that you may have. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pat Zemer. I'm the CEO of Magna. I've been selling and working and treating with PEMF equipment since 2002, and quite a while. Then I've been experienced with low power machines and high power machines like we have today with the Magna devices. So whatever your questions may be about any type of therapy equipment when it comes to PEMF, I'd be happy to answer those questions. So I want to first, a couple of things. What I want to do, been asked about marketing and what we do for our practitioners when we market and what new programs do we have coming available. And I want to show you a new marketing program that we're rolling out for our practitioners within the next day or two to help practitioners garner leads and help them build their business. But first, I want to talk a little bit about a question that I was asked this morning. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. The question was, how do you travel with a machine? What about traveling? Specifically flying with the machine is where we get the most questions. And this really varies from machine to machine. Several of the devices, the Semi machine, the Maya Traveler, and the Maya All-Terrain machine, in many instances, certainly the Traveler and the Semi, Maya Traveler and the Semi can be carried on with no problem and stored above in the baggage and the luggage area of the aircraft. In many aircraft, larger aircraft, 737 and above, I would easily say the Maya All-Terrain can also be carried on and stored above. I've done that for years. When you get into the Max machine, too heavy, too large, it's not really too heavy, but too large to be carefully and comfortably stowed as a carry-on on the aircraft. What we typically recommend there is that you would take the device, the Max, through TSA, and then check it at the gate. We typically tell them it's a veterinary device or a medical device and it's fragile and we want to handle it in that fashion. So you want to take it through TSA, take it once you get to the gate, check it at the gate, and request that you receive it back when you reach your next destination so it doesn't get put in with the rest of the luggage. The biggest issue has to do with the wheels. Quite often the luggage is not handled as delicately as many of us would like, and if it falls or it's dropped and it lands on a wheel, it can break the wheel or bend the axle. That's the primary issue when you're carrying the Max and you're shipping it. If you ship it, which I've done though, I've shipped it as baggage just in its case, ready to go, and I've not had any real issues. But you could have an issue if you check it as luggage. Sometimes people will put it in a box and then check it as luggage or as baggage, and just in the box it's protected somewhat. Now the other devices could be checked as baggage as well, the Semi or the Maya Traveler, but I would recommend in those cases that you carry it on. Typically what we do is we'll put the coils or any attachments in luggage and do those separate, so it's a little less stuff to handle as you're carrying it and moving it. Now the Pulse Pro can be carried on. Typically you could carry the Pulse Pro on and stow it above and you're in good shape, not an issue. So that's typically the thing to talk about when you're carrying this in an aircraft. Now what about TSA? Well, when we first started, it was an issue. People would we'd go to check through TSA, and when they X-ray these things, they could look like a bomb. They got capacitors and all this stuff in it and a bunch of wiring. So if somebody doesn't know what it is, they're certainly going to ask questions, swab it down. But generally, you may be delayed somewhat in TSA if they do want to check it. But they've seen enough of these devices now, typically, that it's not really an issue. It could slow down your trip through TSA a little bit because they may want to look at it and, like I say, swab it. But that's typically all you have to worry about. Take it through TSA, check it at the gate if you want to do that, and you're good. With the Pulse Pro, I've had some folks that we've done, and they put the Pulse Pro in a suitcase and then check it as baggage, or it's too big at that point potentially to carry on because then it makes it larger. But that would be something to consider there when you are carrying the devices to ship. So again, that's the whole thing. Now, when you're shipping them, you don't have to necessarily package them up like fine, delicate electronics. You do want to pack them enough that they're secure in the box and they have some type of packing around them. You don't want to put it in a box that it fits exactly perfectly, although you could do that with the Max and the all-terrain Maya. The primary thing is the wheels. So if you put it in a box that it fits comfortably and it's in there and it's easy enough for you to handle it, then if it does fall and you've got it checked, typically the box will protect the wheels enough that they will not break or land in the wrong manner. So boxing is not required to ship them, but that's the way to do it. If you're shipping UPS or FedEx somewhere, same thing. You'll see cases like this shipped unboxed, but with the wheels, it's just better to put them in some type of box with some protective covering around them. So there you have it. That's how you would travel with the machine when you're going through TSA. It's really not a problem. The less you have, if you've got all the coils loose and all that kind of stuff, then they're going to think, well, you got ropes and you got this and you got that. It's a question. Put the coils in a suitcase, ship that separate or ship that as luggage, and then carry the machine on if you can, or check it at the gate and request that it's given back to you. You might want to make sure that you have a brochure or something with you that describes what the machine is, so when you call it delicate veterinary equipment or medical equipment, that you've got something that shows what it is that you can in fact have it handled in that fashion. Quite often some folks have done this earlier. They'll do it at the gate when they're checking in. They'll tell them, I've got this device, I'm going to carry it on and check it at the gate. I don't want it to go through these procedures. They'll give them a special tag for it, and away they go, and they've not had typically any issues when they fly with one of the machines. But those are just the precautions that you want to keep in mind when you are doing that to go. Another question, and this kind of dovetails with this question about what about traveling with the machine, and that would be cleaning it out. We recommend that probably once a month that you use a high pressure air hose like a compressor that you would have. In some of the earlier training, we talked about using a spray like you would use to spray off electronic components or computers, that type of thing. While that's okay, there's a moisture with that when you spray those things. It's a very cold type of spray because it's compressed. That'll work, but you got to make sure that you don't turn your machine on immediately after you do it, because you're spraying basically wet moisture through these machines, and you don't want something to short as you're using it. So the primary recommendation would be to use a high pressure hose and spray in through the fan area, and then put that hose in through the air vents on the front and just blow it around. So you blow any dust that's collecting on something loose so the connections are good. Once in a while, some of these particular switches will get a little dust on them, and then all of a sudden it's not making electrical contact when you punch the button or you use it. So just to keep them blown out is the way to do it. Another way to do it would be to take a vacuum cleaner and make it so you are doing both things. You make it so it withdraws air, so it's sucking air just like a vacuum cleaner does. Put it over the vent, close it up, and it'll suck any loose dust or anything out of the machine, and then reverse it and let it blow air into the machine. Reverse the hose and let it blow air, blunt it in through the fan, or blow it in through the other fan opening that doesn't have a fan but does the air circulation, and it'll blow dust out. And that just helps keep everything going. I'd recommend that you do that once a month with the devices, just to keep them in as clean a condition as possible. What happens is a lot of times as the air is circulated through the device, just with everything going on, the dust really doesn't get a chance to cling to anything, just because of the whatever you want to call it, the magnetism occurring. It just has a tendency to go in and come right back out. However, if it's moist, if you're dealing with what I call wet dust in high humidity situation, or in the cold, the dust has a little moisture or a little moisture to it, well, it's going to want to cling as it moves through the machine. So it'll cling to the filter, it'll cling to wires, that's why we want to blow it out as best we can periodically. So those are the questions with regard to traveling with your machine and the best procedure for blowing out the machine and taking care of it. That leads me to one more point when you think about this. When should the machines be serviced? Well, if the machine, they come with 3-year warranties, and so that's not an issue. But if the machine is operating okay and you're not having any issues, you can turn it all the way down and it's a very fast clicking speed, or you turn it all the way up and it's slow and it's working, a slower clicking speed, which is higher, and everything's working the way you want it to, and you think, should I send it back every year? I wouldn't say that you would need to do that. As long as it's operating the way you're familiar with it and the way it is, don't worry about sending it back. I do recommend that you send it back before the end of the warranty period, just to make sure that everything's in good shape and any parts that are wearing get replaced. But there's no sense in doing that until you have to do it, because number one, the factories are in various locations of the country, but the main factory is in California, and it takes a while to get devices to the factory. So that's what I would think about when you're returning the machines for repair. Let's see if we've got a question here. Question from email: when will the Semi Equine Bundle go on sale, since it's not included in the Black Friday special? Well, that's a good question. We don't always run sales. We did run a sale on the Black Friday. I thought it was probably included, but I'm not sure what was done with that. But I really don't have any specifics at this point as to when the bundle itself will go on sale, because it's actually on sale as it is. If you look at the website and you total up all the attachments that come with the Equine Bundle, it's a discounted price to begin with. So in essence, it is on sale as we speak. But it's not an additional sale to the Black Friday. Good question. Appreciate the question that you've asked. So what I'd like to do now is talk a little bit about marketing. People ask us that a lot. Okay, I want to buy this device and I want to do it as a business. What can you help me do? Well, we have all kinds of materials, everything from the Magna News and Views newspapers to brochures and business cards and things that you can use. And we are also coming out with a new campaign, and I want to show you what that's going to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to advertise on a national basis. We're going to use Google ads and Bing ads, and we're also going to use Facebook and some social media on a national basis. That we will have a page that's up, and it's for Magna Wave treatments and consultation. So let me show you the page, excuse me, one of the pages that we'll have. Let me put that up here. So here is let me get a drink of water, I'm sorry. Here is the page as it will appear, and you see it's Magna Wave Treatment Consultation. And so what we're going to do is advertise for people to learn about the machine, find out where the practitioners are near them, and hopefully have a treatment. And so what we would do is you'd put a name in, you'd put someone would put their name into the information. They'd put their location, Louisville, Louisville. They do Kentucky, And so there's Louisville, Kentucky. Phone number goes in, and then they select the type of treatment that they're desiring. Maybe they're a professional athlete. They're requesting a treatment for a person, a horse, or a pet. So they'll make that choice as the type of treatment that they're looking for. But in this case, let's just say it's a person. So they would click person, and then they'd schedule their free consultation. When they would click that particular spot, click that information, what happened? Didn't work. Let's make sure. Never mind. Let's go back. Let's try this again. Well, there you go. Not going the way it's supposed to. That's the way it always works out, isn't it? You go to do something and you want to show it. We are just rolling it out today, and we tested it this morning, and it looked good, and everything was the way that we wanted it. And let me come back here. So here I am, and so we'll get that looked at to see potentially what's going on with it. But what will happen when someone goes in and puts that information in, it will show them the practitioners that are near them. So if they clicked Louisville, Kentucky, it would come up and show where they are and who the practitioners are that are nearby, so they can get a treatment. And they could select to have the practitioner call them at that point, or the practitioner could call and consult over the type of treatments that they're looking for, or tell them what it is. And that's, again, as I said, we're going to advertise this nationally. Let me come back to that particular shot. And so here's the site. As you can see, this is how it looks, and they can scroll down to learn more about the treatments, to see what happens, how the therapy works. There's a little video by somebody talking about getting a treatment today, talks about what is Magna waving, what is PEMF, and so all of this will be available for your potential clients to read and see what they're interested in receiving when it comes to getting a treatment. So it's quite extensive, and we're going to have these pages that will be specifically designed for only horses or only small animals or only people, and then we'll have one that is like this, which this is the page, that talks about and shows exactly how everything proceeds. And they have two opportunities to put their information in to receive the consultation. So we're actually asking them to put their information in so that you can contact them, or they can contact a practitioner near them in order to receive a treatment that they might be looking for. And so this is the one site. Now, to take it a step further, this is free. This is something we're going to do to help create leads for our practitioners. So the next situation is, let's say a practitioner has their own website. They have a website with MagnaWave, and so here's an example of the Triple M Therapy website. We will also have situations where the practitioners can run ads if they desire on Facebook or wherever they might want to have them, and it drives people back to their page, and someone could sign up for the same free consultation. We'll also have programs where we will co-op basically, and you put up, the practitioner puts up some money, and we help out with that, and we market it to their neighborhood, to the area where they're located, and people can, again, see what they're doing, understand the therapy, how it's used, and inquire about having treatments. And so that's one of the things that we want to do, is to help build the businesses of the practitioners that are with us. And so they can take it one step, and where we're promoting and creating leads that can be distributed to the nearest practitioner, or they can get involved a little on their own and help support and have ads. And I'll show you a couple of the sample ads that we'll be doing as well. Let me put this up here, and I'll play one of the ads at this point. This is an ad, and we're going to have several ads that some of them will be static, others will be videos, and we'll do testing, split testing, A and B testing, to see what is the best ad. So we want to create ads that will work. create ads with a good call to action that people will click on the ad information, put their information in to receive a treatment or receive a free consultation that they might be looking for. So let me play one of the ads for you here. Here is one of the human ads.
Wave oxygenates the blood, and its regenerative abilities combat age-related issues like incontinence, lethargy, pain, stiffness, and more. Improved blood oxygenation and blood flow lead to reduced inflammation and pain relief. The process also serves to enhance range of motion, endurance, and recovery. Contact your local Magna PEMF practitioner to find out how you could be a healthier you.
So there you see one ad, and it's going to have the practitioner's name if the practitioner's in our marketing program, and so we'll be able to run these ads in their neighborhood so they can help gain followers and people to inquire about their business. Now I'll play another one that deals with the horse and pet ad. Let me play that.
PEMF can help your pet or horse feel better and live a longer, happier life. Magna oxygenates the blood, and its regenerative abilities combat age-related issues like incontinence, lethargy, pain, stiffness, and more. Magna can also provide health and wellness for your horse and improve its performance capabilities. The process also serves to enhance range of motion, endurance, and recovery. Contact your local Magna PEMF practitioner to find out how your pet or horse can benefit from Magna.
So those are a couple of samples of the ads that will be used to drive people to the website so someone could sign up and put their information in to receive a free consultation and hopefully become a customer. We want to do everything we can do to help build the business for our practitioners. And so with all the materials, the brochures and things like that, and then now the various ads with video that are tagged with various practitioners' names, much like you see a insurance commercial or something like that on television that people can call. We'll also have the capability that if someone wants to record their, hello, I'm Bill Smith and I want to tell you about Magna, or if you'd like to know more about Magna, give me a call at this number, be able to put that type of information on the videos as well to take it to the next level, to make it very personal so someone could, again, have more success in building their business. So I'll show you again the website, and this is the site that is the practitioner website where we will use ads to drive potential customers to their website and then give them a place to sign up and put their information in to receive a treatment. The other thing that happens with this is when someone does this, it will send them to put this information into their MagnaWave dashboard so they can track and keep up with their customers, put them in various groups if they're human customers or they're customers in Kentucky or customers when they go to Chicago, that type of thing, so they can text them or send them information as they go. So I'll also show you again the landing page that we will use. This is the landing page that we're going to advertise nationally for people who want to have a consultation on this type of therapy. And someone who wants to potentially receive a treatment, they'll put their information in, and then they'll schedule their free consultation. When they schedule their consultation, they will also get the opportunity to download a white paper that will be a description, a further deeper description of PEMF and how it works. So again, when you look at this particular page, they can go right down here and see everything there is to know and learn about the PEMF and how it can be helpful and beneficial to their health and wellness. So those are some things that we're working on currently to bring to the fold and to help market the business for our practitioners. It's very important that we do everything we can do to help your business be more successful. And it's a challenge. I mean, some people are incredibly successful. Other people do okay. Other people, if you don't have, you're just not, some people are nervous and some people just aren't as outgoing as other folks. So you got to help different ways to help bring that stuff to fruition. And those are some projects and that we're working on to do that. So again, I'm glad you're with me. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, please do so. Just drop it into the chat box on the Facebook page, and I would be happy to answer those questions at this time. If we don't have any other questions, and I'll be checking out here in a minute and going on to another meeting, but I want to make sure we answer any questions that you may have at this time this afternoon. It's always fun to be here, and it's always fun to answer questions. And it's a good learning experience for me, too, because I even though I've been around this a long time, since 2002, there's things that you think of. There's things that people would like to know that, as we're having this conversation, that I remember and that we do discuss to some degree. I certainly have enjoyed your being here, and I appreciate you joining me and taking a look at what we're going to be doing with marketing. If you have any questions about that, drop us an email, put something in the Facebook page here, and we will certainly answer it and get right to it. So without any further questions, and I've been waiting here for a second, I'll say keep on waving, Magna wave on, and have a great day, and look forward to seeing you next week when we come back with another office hours and get back on course here with our webinars here soon so we can bring you more information about health and wellness, Magna Wave, and your future with health and wellness. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.